A historic moment in the Commonwealth today. Governor Northam granted a posthumous pardon to 7 men executed 70 years ago. The group of black men were known as the Martinsville 7. They were accused of raping a white woman in 1949, and their death sentences marked the largest mass execution for rape in U.S. history. Jasmine Turner spoke to family members, and Jasmine, they've been fighting this for what, the better part of 7 decades?
Yes, 70 years of fighting for justice in this case. But family members tell me they weren't expecting a pardon to come out of their meeting with the governor. They planned to meet with him and to request a pardon. Then they wanted to hold a rally. But today, the first posthumous pardon to ever happen in Virginia was granted to the Martinsville 7. Francis DeSales Grayson, Booker T. Milner, Frank Hairston, James Hairston, Howard Lee Hairston, John C. Taylor, and Joe Hampton. 7 black men were accused, tried, and convicted after being arrested for raping a white woman in 1949. They each had one-day trials over the course of a week, and the jury took just 2 hours to deliberate. 2 years later, the men were executed. Advocates and family members say some of their confessions were coerced under the threat of mob violence, and they were not given fair trials. James Grayson is the son of Francis DeSales Grayson and says he has waited his entire life for this day.
My heart goes out also unto the rest of the families, because this is what I wanted. I cried about it, I prayed about it, that, you know, that the families will receive that closure. And today is history. We received that closure. I hold this in my hand, praise God. And that's the pardon itself. I shall take this back to my church, and I shall give it to them, and I shall run and run and run around the church, praising and magnifying God.
Now, the pardon came after family members as well as several organizations, even law students from William and Mary, worked together. They submitted a formal request for a pardon in December 2020. While the governor's pardon does not address guilt, Northam says it does acknowledge the men did not get due process and received a racially biased death sentence. On your side, Jasmine Turner, NBC 12.